with wrestling superstars. It's like having a real match right in your own home.
Fewer toys of the 1980s were better than LJN's Wrestling Superstars. All the greats were made into 8-inch rubber dolls, from Bruno Sammartino to Miss Elizabeth.
I've got Brutus Beefcake. Here's George the Animal Steel.
Of all the toys I've ever owned, these were the most fun to play with. When you held the dolls by their ankles and twisted them back and forth, the rubber arms came alive, getting entangled and capable of lifting and flipping one another. The bounce of the hard rubber was unpredictable and gave the dolls a life of their own. This period was the height of Hulk Hogan's fame. He was the face of the WWF, the one all the kids looked up to, the star of his own Saturday morning cartoon. But you never would have guessed Hulk was wrestling royalty based on the toy commercial. Frankly, it made him look weak. First, the Hulkster seems to have a bit of trouble tearing that tank top off. It seems to be just a little too tough for him, catching at the back and making him look like a man removing a bra. Was that really the best take they had? Hulk clearly had no creative control over the ad's final shot either. When all the wrestlers face off in some lucky fan's rec room, you see Hogan get kicked in the nuts by Big John Studd and then pounded over the head. That's how the commercial ends, with Hulk's ass sticking in the air as he gets the shit kicked out of him. What kind of star can't even win in his own commercial? The Wrestling Superstars were such a success, LJN next produced smaller figures called thumb wrestlers. They have to go down as the worst designed toys in history. Poor Hulk. Now he's got kids jamming their thumbs up his ass.
WrestleMania is sweeping the nation.
Intentional or not, wrestling toys were often pitched in a way that made them sound sexualized.
How'd you like to hug the Ultimate Warrior? How'd you like to bonk Hulk Hogan?
Who wants to bonk Hulk Hogan? Holy shit.
Here's something I can really warm up to, an Ultimate Warrior slumber bag.
Whenever I look over what remains of my collection, I can't help but feel sorry for the Junkyard Dog. Greg the Hammer Valentine has a beautifully crafted chest, showing off muscle tone and definition. Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff, has a six-pack and stacked abs, a true specimen of superior bodybuilding. The Junkyard Dog, on the other hand, has saggy tits and a big pot belly. Maybe it's just a sloppy paint job, but I'd swear you can see bits of food stuck in his pubic hair beard. Even the laces on his boots look sloppy, like he was too hungover from moonshine to tie them up properly. The Junkyard Dog had one other feature to set him apart from the other wrestlers. Some of the figures came with little accoutrements. Roddy Piper wore a removable skirt, Hillbilly Jim had a hick hat, and the Junkyard Dog arrived packaged with a long metal chain clamped to a collar around his neck. You know, like you might find on a dog, in a junkyard. Or maybe it looked like something else. I wonder if LJN worried about an unsavory connection being made between the Junkyard Dog's collar and slavery, because they started making the chain red, to make it look a little less threatening. I guess a red chain is more festive. Future Junkyard Doll figures lost the collar completely, displaying the chains more like Mr. T's necklace.
Junkyard, two bicentennial bowling ball. I'll roll them right over.
Like most wrestlers of that era, the Junkyard Dog died young. Only 45 years old when he crashed his car on the way home from his daughter's high school graduation. He leaves behind a legacy of sportsmanship and dignity, and hopefully, wherever he is, kids are no longer jamming their thumbs up his ass.